He's sounding very crunchy.
It's garlic bread.
Yeah. You Americans just eat whatever. Even when it's doing something important.
It's so good, Joe. What were we doing?
We're in the Duke's Archives, going to fight not a boss, but a courtyard.
Oh yeah, I've been here.
We're gonna be... Yes. Okay, so... What's the... Have you actually killed Seath in your first character?
No.
So what's the furthest you've gotten through? Yeah, so what's the furthest you've gotten into the Duke's Archives and Crystal Caves?
I went down, assuming we're going to go down there in this video, I can point out basically where I was like, I can't get through the rest of this without...
We're not.
We're just going to hover around outside of it for a little while.
Yeah. We're
Well,
going to talk to Onion Knight here.
What are you doing here, Sigmire?
It's not Siegmeyer.
Well...
It's Sieglind.
Oh.
And guess what? Seath was gonna capture her and experiment on, because he likes the maidens.
I mean, she doesn't look like much of a maiden, but...
Hey man, maidens can be in armor, okay?
I mean, yeah, but...
Yeah. That's actually another thing. Earlier at dusk, near the Hydra area, she was in a golden crystal golem like Sieglind here was.
That halberd is going right through her.
No, whatever. Her armor can protect her. Okay, so she's looking for her dad.
Clearly.
Because apparently Siegmeyer went away on an adventure without telling her, and then she's worried about him.
Hey, you don't say. Because he's a really awful adventurer, apparently.
Apparently. Well, we never saw him in action yet.
Ooh. Oh, more blue titanite.
Too bad we're never going to use it.
Yeah, we're never going to use it on this character. So... Lol.
Yeah, another thing I wanted to bring up is, we just dealt with the Four Kings in an earlier episode. Oh. And it was their boss music that I used for the teaser. Because,
of course,
to me, that's probably the soundtrack that makes you feel like, oh god, oh, everything's bad, oh no.
Nothing is fine.
So that's why I used it. Yeah, basically you're screwed. That's probably the soundtrack that makes me feel the most hearing.
Where are we going now?
Well, we just got a fancy key, and we're gonna go save Big Hat Logan. Because he's not a maiden. Maybe Seath thought that he was, because he wears a big hat. Thought he was a witch or something.
That's how it works, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Or the squid ladies.
Yep.
Yeah, and another thing that implies that these used to be maidens was there's two squid things that are slightly bigger, and they don't respawn, and each of the two of them, they drop a miracle. So. There you go.
Are we gonna be getting our Estus back at any point?
No.
We're going through extra hard mode for the rest of the game without any health recovery?
Yes. With less than half health already.
Yeah. That's the pro way to play Dark Souls, right?
Yes. Yeah, so Logan, as I said before, he came here to gain knowledge because he left the College of Sorcery because they don't know anything. So they're like,
sure.
Oh, I'm gonna find how to make more spells. And that's why he went here.
Why are we homeward boning when the bonfire was
No, the bonfire was still severed from the rest, so you can't teleport from it.
Oh, but that one's not?
No, yeah, you still can't warp out of it, even though that you've cleared the area.
No, this one, I mean, you can
Oh,
warp
no, yeah, the one in the library is, you can't, but,
Whoa, where are we?
or in Anor Londo.
Where... Did we warp to the Chamber of the Princess?
No, we warped to, no, we warped in, like a halfway point area.
I don't think I've ever seen that bonfire.
No, it's next to the rotating staircase. It's like on the... Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen that bonfire.
Oh, okay. Like, because we went to it before on this series. We just
I
forgot.
must have not been paying attention because I do not remember that bonfire at all.
Well, when we move out of it, then you'll get a context to where exactly it is.
Why are
Anyway,
we standing
we're in the
in
Chamber of the
front
Princess.
Why?
Because we're gonna we're gonna go do a thing. Just
What are
bear
we
with me.
What are we doing? What is going on?
Just bear with me.
We're not gonna shoot her, are we?
Just bear with me.
I don't like where this is going. I really don't like where this is going. What are we... What? This does not seem like a smart idea. What are we doing?
Hang on.
You just gotta line up the perfect shot.
And I missed.
Oops. That,
Bear with me. No,
not
I'm not
work.
gonna... No.
Ugh. We failed
Oh, I
so
wasted
hard.
my only great arrow. We're gonna use a regular one, because they work.
Still with a bow that we cannot actually wield.
No, we can wield it. It just doesn't do a lot of damage.
Why are
One.
Why are we shooting her for 1 damage?
She has 2 damage. We need to shoot her twice.
Why?
Yeah.
Why did we just kill her?
Because...
Thou that tarnisheth the godmother's image. I am
Gwendolyn.
Gwyndolin. Transgression shall not go unpunished.
And oh no!
Thou shalt perish.
The sun is gone.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, it's all dark now.
I have never seen this before.
Yeah. Okay, so... Gwendolyn, the one who was just talking, she or he is a master of illusion, so it turns out that Guinevere that we just shot was an illusion, and as well as the sun in Anor Londo was also an illusion, so...
Huh.
Yeah.
Alright, seriously, where is this?
And we're gonna pay a visit to Gwendolyn
Oh,
right now.
this is that illusory wall
Statue.
behind the statue, right?
Yeah.
Right. How do you open that again? You have to have a ring or something,
Yeah,
right?
you have to wear the white moon seance ring or whatever.
Oh, okay. I need to do that too, I guess.
Oh. It's so dark.
Offended the godmother, and now thou seekest.
First you killed the illusion of my sister. Now you've just appeared here.
I am the dark sun, Gwyndolin.
Indeed.
The atonement for thy felonies commencing.
Get ready for a fight.
We're the best at atoning for our sins.
Oh yeah.
Clearly.
And this is they're reusing the Moonlight Barfly soundtrack, actually.
Yeah, they are.
Because this is all sorcery based, like the Moonlight Barfly was as well.
Right.
So, okay, Gwendolyn has 3 attacks.
Ow. Ow.
3 attacks. That multi-hit sorcery thing, if you just stay behind these columns at the sides, you shouldn't be able to get it. And then there's also this other thing where she raises
Ew.
higher where she raises higher and fires like arrows or whatever, and that's the opportunity to move forward. And the third one is a massive sorcery blast thing,
I noticed that we dealt
which can go through walls. So
we dealt a load of damage to her when we actually hit her.
nonsense.
Wow.
That's her dead. Yeah, she has tons of skeleton legs. I don't know why.
An eternal curse.
That was easier than I expected.
Well, if you just know what to do, then the difficulty doesn't increase based on the damage you do. It's just how quick you can deal with the boss.
Huh. Interesting.
So that's all of the deities dealt with.
Another 40,000 souls in the bank.
So supposedly, okay, so the race that Gwendolyn and Guinevere was of, and Gwyn, there are a bunch of liars, essentially, you know, with all the illusions and stuff. So supposedly
chests.
this is where Gwyn's resting place is, this giant sarcophagus. Don't know why it's so big. Maybe it has like a
Ooh.
furniture.
armor, huh?
Maybe there's a kitchen, a bathroom in there, probably.
He's got to get everything.
That's, yeah. You know, it's like the pharaohs. They had to get tons of luxury items when
Exactly.
put in a sarcophagus. That's where they've said Gwyn is, but no, we know where Gwyn is. He's elsewhere.
Because he's not actually dead.
Technically. Okay, and so getting rid of the sun here. It turns out there's more illusions than just Guinevere. There's a
Sure.
lot more. We'll find out in a little while. But also Gwendolyn that we just killed. She's real. She's the one, you know. She's the one making all the illusions, and thus she's also head of our last covenant that we've discovered.
But we just killed her.
Whatever. And so we can't join a covenant. So whatever. Normally to join a covenant, you have to. And these are members of the covenant, by the way. They only appear if the sun is gone. So, and then and they resemble the knights that were in the Undead Parish and Sen's fortress. So
Yeah.
These were presumably the only people who made it out. And yeah. So the covenant that they're in, the Blade of the Dark Moon, they're a little bit like the Dark Wraiths with Kath and the Abyss, but more of like a vigilante style, where they do invade other people, but
I noticed that the Silver Knight is gone now.
yes, some knights are gone, and also the Sentinels are gone.
Yeah.
So they were all illusions. That's why they're not here. And so what the Blade of the Dark Moon does, they invade other people who have sinned.
Right.
So, and then they invade them, and then when they invade them and successfully kill them, the player who got killed reduces their sin level by 1, and until they reach 0, they won't get invaded by Blade of the Dark Moon members.
Oh, geez, there's a treasure chest there, huh?
Yeah, the Hawk Ring. This is the last animal-themed ring.
Right.
Who all belong to the 4 Knights of Gwyn.
Wow.
Ornstein was a member.
It is incredibly dark here, isn't it?
Yep. Yeah.
Jeez.
Ornstein was a member of the 4 Knights of Gwyn, and he was a leader as well, and the only surviving one by the time that we meet him. Smo isn't one, but we'll get to 4 Knights of Gwyn lore later. Yeah, and also the bat demons, they're all illusions as well.
Huh.
So yeah, this level changes drastically, but unfortunately these knights are still around.
Oh, jeez.
So screw that. I thought they were gone, but apparently they're not.
Whoops. Huh.
So some nights disappear, but some aren't illusions.
That is very, very strange. Huh.
Yeah, so Anor Londo's been built up to be this fucking like Valhallan place, but
It's just as
it's
dead
not
as
that.
the rest
It's
of
just
the
an
world.
illusion. It is, yeah. And who do we have here?
Oh.
We have a Firekeeper who is also a member of the Blade of the Dark Moon.
Oh, is that the firekeeper who was at the bonfire?
Yes.
Really?
And she only
Huh.
goes aggro. She only... Okay, if you killed Guinevere first, who was the princess, if you killed her first, she spawns here. But if you killed Gwendolyn first, then she is still at the bonfire and she still goes aggro on you. But
Does the bonfire go away after you kill her?
yep, she's now dead and the bonfire doesn't work anymore.
Fantastic.
Whatever, we don't need the bonfire. And we have her soul.
Huh. So what happened? Oh, how did that... Oh, okay, never mind. So what happens to Guinevere if you just, like, go straight for Gwendolyn?
I think she's still there. For some reason, all of the illusions, like the sun, the enemies, they're still here if you killed Gwendolyn.
Huh.
Try eliminating one at a time. And by the way, if we rotated the staircase one more time, that would have led to the bonfire that you didn't recognize.
Right.
We have more gardens here. We met them earlier at the top of this room. This is
Yep.
the very big cathedral.
This is where the sub area is.
Don't spoil it.
Well, I brought it up like 5 videos ago.
Whatever.
There's also a very nice set of heavy armor in the corner of the room.
Okay, so yeah, this level has a very different tone to it by the time you remove the illusions.
Yeah, it's incredibly dark and very. Now it's starting to look all kind of like run down, even though literally the only thing that's different is that there's no lighting anymore.
Yeah. By the time you get to Anor Londo for the first time, it did have a sense of everything's fine, you know. But it really isn't, because the things that
Nothing is
were
fine.
present, the things were present that they're actually not there.
Huh. That is, wow. That's like blown my mind right there, because I did not know literally any of that.
Yeah, and so it's a very nice thing, because you know what players would think to kill Guinevere and to remove the illusions. Like, who would think to do that?
Yeah,
you know?
sure. Huh.
And yeah, you did mention, it's very cool
The
heavy
black
armor here.
iron.
And guess what? That's the corpse of Iron Tarkus, who helped us defeat the Iron Golem. That's him. Because that's the exact armor and the exact weapons he was wearing.
And it's reflected in the descriptions of the items as well.
Mm-hmm.
They're said to be so heavy that only he could effectively wield them.
And that's why he fell from the great height and died. He dragged his body to the corner. That's why he died.
Oh god, we're being sucked into a painting.
Yeah, so...
Oh no! Well...
Yeah, to those of you who don't know, the only reason... No, normally the painting doesn't do anything. But if you got the peculiar doll, which we received when revisiting the Undead Asylum, that's what
Yes.
activated entering this area.
Yep. So this is where I went through. This is one of the last places that I cleared out while I was playing last night.
Mm-hmm.
And I assume that because we're using a halberd, we're not going to have any troubles with the toxic enemies.
Nope.
Are we going to have troubles with pinwheel skeletons?
Maybe. I mean, it was foreshadowed in the teaser, remember?
Oh, I hate those bone wheel skeletons. They're so annoying.
And an actual fancy thing here, the when you first enter this area and the name of the area shows up, the camera is at a certain angle, and that angle reflects exactly how this was painted. So little fancy thing there.
Yep.
So
Actually,
do you know? Yeah.
Do I know what?
Do you know like the backstory of this area? Technical wise, not lore wise.
No.
Okay, so this area was the test area for the game. So this was technically the first level to ever get completed. This is
That makes
where
sense.
yeah, this is where they like test like I don't know, hitboxes or how the weapons work. This is where they do it, or like how shortcuts would be implemented, fog gates, you know, things like that. Everything is here.
So these are the guys that explode on you real quick.
Yes. If we dodge like a ninja.
No issue for this dexterous character.
That's why you need a long weapon. Yeah, and so originally
catch well worked.
Yeah, because it sounds long. So originally, this area used to house Gravelord Nito as the boss.
Oh.
That was also just a test how bosses would work. So, that goes to show Nito was also like one of the first bosses to get completed in the game, which is very interesting. And lore-wise, this is basically the recycle bin for a lot of things, because there's a lot of things that don't really fit anywhere else. For example, these crow demons,
Harpies.
whatever. Harpies, sure thing. This is where they put them.
What is that used for?
Okay, when you get invaded, and whether you die or not, it resets the invasion timer to either 15 minutes or half an hour, I'm not sure. But if you use that item, that resets the clock to 0, so that you can get a chance to be invaded immediately.
Right,
and
because I don't think we've ever really mentioned before, but after you get invaded, there's
a safe time that you can have.
A little kind of cool down in between when you can get invaded again.
Yeah. So, the lore-wise, this is lore and gameplay-wise, this is a very convoluted way to enter this area.
Yeah.
So, which
That's
leads,
putting it
and
lightly.
You need an item. There's guardians in the room. You know, the pitting is kind of out of place, but it somehow matches the rooms a little.
It's in the middle of like Anor Londo of all places.
Yeah, and and so this is led to the belief of many fans that this is where the race that Gwyn is in, where they put threats to their race.
Sure.
And so, the boss associated with this area that has to do with it, but also the giant crow that transports us to Lordran from the Undead Asylum.
Yep.
There is a essentially a self-proclaimed goddess called Velka.
Right.
She has a crow / raven motif to her. She's the goddess of sin. That's the church, the guy in the church, the pardoner that resets your sin level.
Yep.
He's like like an avatar of Velka, and because like he represents him. He represents the Velka in a certain way, and Velka, she is very against the gods, and since she has a like crow motif to her, that's why there's crows in this area, because the Gwyn's race, they rounded them up and just shoved them in here because we don't want them we don't want them as a threat, and so that's why they're here. And but also there's lots of hollows here, so maybe there were humans that were also threats to Gwen's race. Maybe that's
like
why
us.
they're here. Yes, that like us. That's why it took a very weird way to get here. And also, there's also just launch him.
Just throw him across the little bridge here.
Yeah. And also the armor the partner wears, you can find it here. And also the weapon associated with Valka, you can find it here as well.
What's that?
It's a rapier of sorts called Valka's rapier. So
I don't know if I found that actually.
I think we find it with his character, but yeah, this is where Gwen and all that would just put anything that would threaten them in any way.
Now this enemy right here is kind of a throwback to the first like real boss of Demon Souls.
There's actually a couple of Demon Souls references in this area.
Yeah.
Which reinforces that this was a test area. This is where a lot of early concept enemies would be in, and early concept enemies would understandably reflect their last game, which was Demon Souls.
Yeah, because this enemy resembles the Phalanx, which is a massive blob of kind of guys that look like these, who all have...
Yes, except it was one enemy, not multiple.
Yeah, they all have shields and spears, and it's just this one single huge blob that kind of rolls around after you and is incredibly weak to fire.
Yes.
These guys, not so powerful, though.
Nope, this is actually, in New Game Plus and New Game, this is actually probably, in my opinion, the best place to farm souls. Because there's so many of them, they die so easily.
Yeah.
And they're right next to a bonfire, so...
Right.
And another thing, we mentioned this in the first episode, where people who have the undead curse, who die and then come back in the bonfire, they get rounded up and put into asylum like we were. We find undead here, and also like cells as well. So which leads me to believe this is where undead inflicted people were rounded up into and and trapped. So, and then when this place got too crowded, they just used asylums. So.
I mean, surely that would explain the hollows.
Yes. Not sure about the toxic ones, though.
Well, they just got mutated over time. It's okay.
Yes.
That's fine. That's what happens.
Well, that does lead into Nito being the first boss originally in this area, because Nito does have a toxic aspect to him.
Yeah.
With his attacks that he does when we eventually fight him.
This whole area does have something very undead asylum-y about it, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely like the same architecture to do with it. And you see more regular crows, just like Velka.
Yep.
And that's the item. That item is essentially a summon sign used for co-op, but it's used for invading instead. So if the player summons you using that, and while you have that summon sign, then you appear as an invader instead. So.
Oh, how sneaky!
Well, anyway, it's very clear that it's used for invading, not for co-op.
Right.
I mean, it's red, And
also,
here we have a dragon.
Yeah, another zombie dragon.
So, the Gwen didn't like dragons, so let's just shove what's left of them in here.
Ugh. Ew. And a pretty cool shield as well.
Yes, much like the spider shield that reduces poison, the blood shield reduces bleeding buildup. So.
Well, it reduces this. It raises your resistance to everything, basically.
Everything as well, but it's the only one that does reduce bleeding by a considerable amount.
Right. I've been noticing I've been noticing there are a lot of graphical glitches in my particular game as well, related to the undead dragons here. Like, I can never see their
Really?
Yeah, I can never see their poison spew on the ground for some reason. I don't know.
Very odd.
I don't know what's up with that. Not that it made the thing much more difficult to fight, but
Yeah. Well, yeah, much like the dragons of ancient times, they're very weak to lightning.
I also like how half of its body is still on the bridge.
Yes, still there. They don't work though.
It just broke apart and crawled after you.
Yeah, which leads me to believe how the hell it got here in the first place.
It was an undead dragon. Let's just say magic did it and be done with it.
Sure.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Alright,
we're not gonna touch that.
Are we heading right for the switch that lets us open the door to get to the boss?
After I think a certain thing that we need to do.
This is actually where this is where I got invaded by the pyromancer dude who had the hilariously large, like, I can't overstate how hilariously large his hat was. It was bigger than his character model.
Right.
I don't know, like, I've never seen that hat before, so I don't know what it was called, but it was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
And like right on the ledge where there are like 3 items through that door is where he invaded me.
Yeah. We'll eventually find his outfit that I think you're describing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where, based on what you think it might be, where would it be located?
Chance. I think it's the one in this area, actually.
Really?
Yes.
I don't know.
Because, like I said, there's you know that outfit is a reference to Demon Souls, right?
It's not the. Oh, is it the Xanthus set? Maybe.
That's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah.
I don't know if it. I haven't actually worn. I collected that, but I haven't worn it, so I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's the outfit he's probably wearing. So.
Maybe.
This area. The return of wheel skeletons.
Except they're slightly stronger this time.
Slightly, and it's a very dark area.
And there are a lot of them. And also, if you don't come through this particular way, you have to go through a little mini maze where there are a bunch of them hiding in corners. Because of course.
Yeah. And actually, the darkness does add to it because they definitely do it in Dark Souls 2. I'm not sure in this game, but if it's dark, the your lock-on range is decreased.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, you can see that in Tomb of the... Oh,
I'm
God.
alive though. I'm alive.
You can see that in the Tomb of
Never
the
mind.
Giants. Oh no! Oh no! You foolish fool! Oh
Yeah.
God!
Well, that's the first time we died in like 3 episodes, so that happened eventually. And of course that happened with wheel skeletons.
Yeah, now we have to go back down there and fight the pinwheel skeletons all over again to get our souls back.
Whatever. Whatever.